The story for Black Ops 7 may be similar to Black Ops 3 in more ways than one. In Black Ops 3, we collected souls for the summoning key, but in Black Ops 7, it looks like we're going to be returning the souls of the Tempest crew to the Tempest crew. The evidence to support this obvious idea is actually within the new character bios which were given. Let's start with Tank Dempsey. It says, this incarnation of Tank Dempsey is a battle-hardened U.S. Marine who most recently fought through the jungles of 1968 Vietnam with grit, sarcasm, and relentless will to survive. In this fractured reality, his distrust of his new companions and unfamiliar surroundings have turned this otherwise dependable soldier into an unpredictable wildcard of the group. Next up is Takeo's description. It says, Takeo Masaki is a disgraced Ronin who wandered 1591 feudal Japan without master or honor, carrying the weight of his exile as a yoke he cannot cast off. Bound by a code he only still barely believes in, he seeks redemption in the chaos of battle. His blade both a burden he must bear and a judgment on his enemies. By now, you should be picking up what I'm putting down. Anyway, I'm going to go on to the next characters, but just keep in mind locations. This next character description is Nikolai. It says, Soviet tank commander Nikolai Belinsky arrives in the Dark Aether from the brutal mountainous landscape of 1984 Afghanistan, where duty, disillusionment, and misfortune collided. Scarred by war and haunted both by betrayal of his own decisions, he masks his bitterness with dark humor, yet remains a steadfast warrior when the shells begin to fall. Saving the best description for last, we have Dr. Edward Richtofen. His description reads, Dr. Edward Richtofen, a brilliant but unhinged scientist and hero of the Reich, finds himself torn from 1945 in a world where the Axis powers triumphed over the Allied nations. Shaped by ambition and tainted by corruption, he masks his innate sadism and considerable ego behind quick wit and charming smile. He vows that reality itself will ultimately bow to his decisions. Each character and their description of where they're from have had a map that's leaked. The maps are an Afghanistan map that belongs to Nikolai, a Japanese temple at the base of a volcano. That map is for Takeo. A Vietnam map. That map is for Dempsey. And a World War II post-bombing of New York from the Nazis for Richtofen. You gotta remember, for Tempest crew, their souls have been sucked out of them. We're now going back to where they came from to collect each soul. How we're going to do that, I don't know. What that's going to bring for us, we don't know. All we know is those are the 4 maps, and then we have the Dark Aether space station, which could be the final fight where we possibly find out what the Shadowsmith is doing, who the Shadowsmith really is. I have an idea on that too, and who's behind everything, and what does he want. I really like this idea of collecting souls rather than taking souls, like what we did in Black Ops 3. If Black Ops 3 Zombies is the pinnacle and that's the story, why not parallel it in Black Ops 7, which is supposed to be the next big thing? Dark Aether and the Aether timeline are parallels. So it's going to happen in some form, but really what this means for the story, we don't know. I'm really excited. I hope we find out soon. I'm sure we will find out soon. But why the souls were sucked out of him by the Shadowsmith, we don't know. This was my micro theory about kind of what's going to happen in Black Ops 7. I mean, I don't really think it's a theory because it's all but confirmed now. I have a theory on who the Shadowsmith is. That could be a next video. And whatever comes out next, who knows?